What's up, guys? Jason back to my channel. Tonight I'll be doing a review for Aew Dynamite, Blood and Guts. So let's go and get to it then. Alright, the Animal Blood and Guts, Special Edition AEW Dynamite kickoff with a live shot of Alex Marvez in the parking garage. Hold on, guys, sorry about that. Something keeps on popping up. Alex, oh shit, where am I at? Parking garage. Alex Marvez in the parking garage. He said he's waiting for an interview with Will Ospreay, who shows up with the vent. Shows up frantic, trying to get to Brimstone Arena for tonight's show. He noticed a boot on his car, which is a knife. He asks Marvez if he has a car and demands his keys to drive off together. It was funny. All right, so MJF kicks off the show. A bunch of cheerleaders are shown on the entrance ramp. Give me an M, give me a J, give me an F. What's that spell? MJF. The theme for the AEW National Champion hits, and now he comes with a giant smile on his face. He starts off by saying Ospreay didn't hit the Tiger Driver 91 because he's a gutless coward. He says that laughable fans thought Ospreay could beat him when he couldn't even beat Swerve Strickland. He warns Swerve he hasn't forgotten about him. He says he's just waiting for the right moment to pounce. He says he beat Ospreay without breaking a sweat. Oh yeah, you broke too many sweats in that match and stuff. So, um, damn, I lost where I'm at now. Shit. Um, the laughable moments and stuff. Regarding, he says he's just waiting for the pounds without breaking a sweat. Okay, breaking a sweat. He did it quickly and easily. And wrestling experts are calling it the most one-sided beatdown in history. MJF brings up Ospreay's grandmother dying recently and laughs. He says he can dig a grave next to hers, but space it out because Lord knows that fan skank. Sorry guys. Sorry about that. That fan skank needs all the room she can get. Ouch, that's so fucked up. Very fucked up right there. He says if Ospreay doesn't like it, he can come out and do something about it. But he won't. The commentators point out that he won't because his car was messed with likely by MGF. He continues by talking about the belt. While we see a podium with a cloth over it behind him. He says the towel he holds in his hands, much like Daniel Garcia and Willie Boy, is garbage. He drops it in a trash can outside of the ring. He makes sure to get a dig in at the UK ahead of All In while unveiling the brand new AEW American Championship. Ospreay says he had a meeting with Tony Khan and Christopher Daniels, and he's got his rematch. He's got it on home soil. It will be Will Ospreay versus MGF 2 on Sunday, August 25th at AEW All In Tour for Wembley Stadium in London, England. He says it's for the International Championship. Ospreay pulls the International title out of the trash can and heads to the back. Alright, we have Blood and Guts backstage thing. Real quick, backstage, a referee says it's time for the coin flip to see who gets the advantage in tonight's Blood and Guts match. As the referee enters the next room, we see the lead standing over Christopher Daniels, who is beat up and knocked out. They claim he's taken a nap. They present their own coin and win the toss. Some question where Heyman Page is, but the Young Bucks assure them he gave his word and will be here tonight. Alright, first match is FTW Championship match at Chris Jericho, who's the champion, versus Minoru Suzuki. Theme for the longest reigning for the world champion of all time, the Learning Tree, Chris Jericho, makes his way down to the ring for our first match of the evening. Minoru Suzuki makes his way out next with his towel over his head. The bell sounds are officially off running with this one, which has Big Bell and Brian Keith banned from ringside. This one starts off with both guys trading shots for literally 3 minutes as fans chant "Shot forever." Ultimately, Jericho stumbles forward and Flair flops down to the mat as she shift gears into a mid-match commercial break as this championship clash continues. We return from the break as Cowboy is laughing while explaining that Jericho and Suzuki has been chopping throughout the entire commercial break. Finally, Jericho kicks Suzuki to land the first non-chop strike in the bout, and the crowd boos like crazy. Jericho has blood and welts on his chest, and Suzuki slaps an armbar on the FTW champion while hanging over the ropes. After some more back-and-forth action, we see Jericho hit the Judas effect and eventually pick up the victory to retain his title. After the match, Big Bell and Brian Keith run out, and Suzuki and until Kazari Shibata run out to make the save. Alright, so winner and still FTW champion, Chris Jericho. Alright, Backstage, we have a Will Nightingale promo interview. Then backstage, Renee Paquette is standing by with new CMLL Women's World Champion Willow Nightingale, who is immediately attacked by Chris Stanley. Stokely Hathaway shows up and says next week on Aew Dynamite there will be an eliminatory match for the CMLL Women's World Title. All right, after the segment wraps up, we head to a commercial break. There's a video package. We return. We see Renee Paquette sitting with Daniel Brian Danielson from earlier tonight, talking about his health and his upcoming this title opportunity at All In. Jeff Jarrett walks over and offers praise to Danielson, but also shows concern for him needing to heal up physically and mentally. He says it sounds like he's got one foot out the door, Brian. If you're gonna go all in, go all in. He tells him a lot of people believe in him, and he's at the very top of the list. Paquette asks where those comments sit with him. Danielson says a lot of that is true, and he's got some work to do. Alright, next match is Dr. Britt Baker DMD versus Hikaru Shida. Inside the arena, the theme for Britt Baker hits, and out she comes for the first match back in 10 months after she sells in the ring the theme for her opponent, whom Shivani calls Baker's top rival. Hikaru Shida out she comes, has highlights of their past battles are shown in split screen. Yeah, I remember all of those. The bell sounds official operating with this one. After some brief back and forth action, we see shift gears into a mid-match commercial break. When we return, we see Baker settle into the lead. She slips the glove on for a finisher, but Shida fights back. Shida thinks about using a candlestick, but decides against it. Baker hits a big move and then slaps on the lockjaw for the win. After the match, TBS and NJPW Strong Women's Champion Mercedes Moné comes out. She says everyone wants Baker versus Moné at All In, but she's saying no. Camille appears and lays out Baker and poses with Moné. We head to another break. So winner is Dr. Britt Baker DMD. Alright, next match is Pac versus Boulder. When we return, the Patriarchy are shown backstage. Christian Cage gloats about winning the Unified AW Trios Championships on AW Collision and says Nick Wayne is going to become the number one contender to the AEW World Championship when he wins Royal Rampage on Friday. Cage tells Nick he has earned the right to speak for himself. Nick says about 2 words and then sees Kip Sabian standing in the back and asks why he's seeing him again. He tells him he's going to be the one to throw him out of the Royal Rampage match and tells him no one cares his dad died. No one cares his dad is dead. That's so fucked up. First MJF says it and then Nick Wayne says it. It's so fucked up. Alright, back inside the arena, Pac's theme hits out comes to the ring where the Iron Savages are already standing. The bell sounds and Pac immediately goes to work on Boulder. After all of 2 minutes, Pac finishes him off with a brainbuster for the quick win. So winner is Pac. Alright, next match is the Glamour Mariah May versus Caitlyn Alexis. Backstage, Team AEW are standing and they have all issues. Darby Allin does light swerve. The claim doesn't light swerve or care about his issues with Darby. Briscoe pushes to the front and cuts a promo like only he can try and get his team on the same page. Alright, inside the arena, we see a live shot of the double cage above the ring, but first out comes the debuting the Glamour Mariah May. She comes out looking good, real good, but absolutely the same as always for the most part. She is carrying the high heel. She beat down Tony Storm with her own Owen Hart Cup title belt. She lays them both on the ring steps and heads to the ring where her opponent, who is named but with no graphic, Caitlyn Alexis, immediately charges across the ring and he beats her down with ease. She hits a drop kick off the top rope. May hits Mayday but opts against pinning her. She instead hits Storm's hip attack in the corner and the Storm Zero for the win. After the match, Tony Storm's theme hits, but she doesn't come out. Instead, she appears in the ring from behind with a mask on, which she removes. The commentators matching the scar on her head from May. The 2 brawl, but a bunch of refs break it up. So winner is the Glamour Mariah May. Alright, main event coming up right now is AEW Blood and Guts 2024. Team AEW, Short Strickland, Darby Allin, Mark Briscoe, and the Acclaim versus the Elite. Heyman Page, Kazuchika Okada, Jack Perry, and the Young Bucks. This is going to be a lot of reading, just letting you guys know. Alright, lot of reading here. The Pre-match video patch airs to get us ready for the AEW Blood and Guts Team AEW vs. the Elite package. Is narrated by pro wrestling legend Dean Malenko. Back inside the arena, we see the double cage lowered over both rings as the Blood and Guts match rules graphic flashes on the screen. Alright, the Dabby Yapper, Justin Roberts, introduced the first participant in the theme for the Scapegoat. Jack Perry hits out comes the TNT with the goofy ass mask on and a steel chair in his hand. He heads to the ring and starts for Team Elite. As he heads to the ring, we head to a pre-match commercial break when we return to the theme for Darby Allin. Hits out comes in his pink fluffy jacket with a skateboard in hand and goes to enter the cage, but Perry immediately attacks him and the fight is on. The two brawl at ringside until they head over the barricade and fight through the crowd. Back in the cage and close double ring. Perry has his way with Darby until 5 second. 5 second countdown clock appears. The fans count down. Then the theme for the Young Bucks hits. Out comes Nicolas Cage to help to help in the now 2-on-1 advantage over Darby. We head to a mid-match break on that note. As we return from the break, the countdown clock hits and we hear "Reach for the Sky, Boy," as ROH World Champion Mark Briscoe makes his way out to an enormous roar from the crowd. He immediately helps shift the offensive momentum into the favor of Team AEW. Briscoe and Darby enjoyed some time and control of the action, but then the countdown clock appears again. Out comes Matthew Jackson next, and immediately Team Elite takes over. Briscoe's head is bashed into a big case from Jackson, and the cheese grated on the steel cage fencing. He's busted open and bleeding now. After the next clock strikes, when it expires, the acclaimed theme hits and out into a lukewarm pop is Anthony Bowens. He goes right at Nicholas Jackson upon getting into the cage. Things aren't even now. With that being the case, we see Team AEW start to take over. Briscoe breaks out some redneck FU. Briscoe hits a big cutter off the top row, and Darby follows up with a scorpion death drop. He hits Jackson with a thumbtack covered skateboard. Jackson's arm is all busted open. Bowens has a real pair of scissors and begins blasting Team Elite with it. He blasts Jack Perry and stabs him with it before opening the scissor, ripping at Perry's mouth for a loud "You sick fuck" chant. After the next clock strikes, the coin drops and the crowd goes insane as the Rainmaker Kazuchi Okada is out next. The AEW Continental Champion has a big street sign with him that he blasts everyone with. A bloody Jackson has Perry help take thumbtacks out of his mouth. Out of his arm. I'm sorry. As the other bloody Jackson points to Okada with a smile on his face after delivering a tombstone pile driver. On that note, we shift gears into another mid-match commercial break as the wild action in this year's AEW Blood and Guts match continues. Upon returning from the break, Max Caster comes out as the next member of Team AEW into the match. He has a microphone and chain with him, which he immediately begins using after getting into the ring. A table has been entered into the mix. At some point, only one member remains for each team. Swerve Strickland and Heyman Page. The Young Bucks slam Bowens on a barbed wire board. They lay another barbed wire board on top of him, and Jackson hits a senton off the top rope. They pull out a stack of tacks and put them in Caster's mouth before hitting a double super kick. The clock winds down, and it's Heyman Page's turn, but he doesn't show up. Team AEW starts to take over as the Elite were starting and waiting for Heyman to come out. The next clock strikes, and out comes Swerve Strickland, but right behind him is Heyman Page, who attacks him and cuffs him. Swerve to the outside of the cage. He pummels him, but won't come into the cage, so the Blood and Guts match can't start. The Young Bucks yell at Heyman on the mic from the other side of the cage. They threaten to fire him if he doesn't get in the cage. He does, but Swerve is still cuffed to the outside regardless. Jackson says he's the EVP, so ring the bell. They do, and the match officially begins. Okada shows Heyman in a tense moment as the action continues. We head to another mid-match commercial break. When we return, we see Jeff Jarrett pushing past people with the guitar to come out to help Brian Cutler runs down behind him. Billy Gunn comes out and blasts him. Cutler turns and Jared breaks his guitar over his head. Prestana gets bolt cutters or a key to help free Swerve from the cuffs. They use bolt cutters to tear through a chunk of the cage to let Swerve in. As soon as the AEW World Champion finally enters the cage, he makes a difference and helps Team AEW take over as the Nashville crowd goes wild. Everyone is down one ring except Swerve and the other. Only Heyman Page is standing. The two see each other from across the way and stare each other down as fans chant, "Holy shit! Holy shit!" They meet in the middle and break out in a wild hockey brawl. Swerve gets a staple gun but is stopped before he can use it. Jackson opens up the case he brought to the ring, which has 5 staple guns. Each member of Team Lead gets one and begins stapling the hell out of Swerve. Swerve starts laughing in sinister fashion and starts fighting back. He gets a staple gun and is stapling people in their faces, necks, etc. We head to another mid-match commercial break. We see 4 staples set up on the floor with Bowens wedged in between. Bowens and Jackson each start climbing the massive double cage. Jackson slams Bowens' head into the cage and he falls way down below, crashing through the tables. Briscoe hits a J driller on Okada and Matthew. Matthew and Perry and Nicholas in back-to-back fashion. Come on. Briscoe hits a foggy bow to Jackson through a table set up and between the 2 rings. Darby climbs out the cage wall and Monkey Bar climbs to the middle of the top of the cage above the center of the ring. He drops down back first for a coffin drop through a table. Jack Perry is handcuffed to the cage. Briscoe beats Perry with a kendo stick and demands he quit. Darby asks on the bike if they quit and they don't, so he says it's time to get this party started. Briscoe waffles the cup Perry with a vicious chair shot to the face. The Rock to Ken Shamrock style. Matthew is cuffed to the ring Rose and arcing with Briscoe. Darby brings a can of gasoline in and dumps it all over Perry. With the elite guys cuffed and unable to stop them, they threaten to light Perry on fire if he doesn't give up and give Darby a TNT title shot. Jackson tells Darby into the mic that the TNT title is up at All In. He makes him say he quits. Jackson does. Team AEW gets the win, and Darby has a title shot at Wembley Stadium. That's how this show goes out there. So yeah, it was a good match and stuff. Over an hour. So winner is Team AEW. Oh, thank goodness. Yeah, so good match. Also, like last week, first match. So yeah, this one went over an hour. So yeah, with the overtime thing. So anyways, good show tonight and stuff, and yeah, not too bad. But anyways, that was it for this video. Hope you like it. Hit that button, like, hit subscribe, and all that stuff. And if you like, just comment. I don't know. I don't care what you guys do. I don't know. Anyways, that was this first video. Tomorrow I'm gonna go watch Wolverine and Deadpool. Deadpool and Wolverine and stuff. So that'll be a quick video to do. So that'll be a short video. There will be no spoilers or nothing. So, anyways, that was the first video. Hope you like it and all that stuff. And I see you guys in the next video. Laters.